Hey WoTV fans, welcome back to another episode of WoTV. So today I want to give you a little special treat. So originally I wanted to do some stuff with terms of my scheduling for the week, but as it turns out I was playing on my free-to-play account last night and this little magic happened. So as a continuation of that, what I've decided that I'm going to be summoning for the Vision card. And since I saved so much Visiors by getting her essentially on the first pull, I'm going to go ahead and get the Vision card. And we're going to do that right now. Let's go ahead and do that right now. So I think it's important for me to understand that if things happen the way it's happening in this game, right, you kind of want to lean towards that way. You don't want to force yourself. And I think that's sort of like maybe part of the point of this specific video is that I never intended to pull for her. I simply wanted to pull on the 9 step a little bit to get some extra materials for EXing, and also if I could get some shards for my 9S. And since 2B decided to join the party, it kind of now makes sense to kind of go with the flow. And I think this is the free-to-play account mentality that perhaps players need to have. Don't overthink it. Don't worry too much about saving too many Visiors for stuff, because at the end of the day, if I spend that entire pull 14,000 Visiors and never get her, it's one of those situations that players are going to feel bad, right? And ultimately what it boils down to is the fact that no matter how much you badly want something, as a free-to-play players, there are absolutely restrictions. And the biggest one is the fact of your resources, in this case, Visiors, right? So I think it makes perfect sense to get this card because of the fact that it stacks really well with wind. And here's the other thing. Tifa is wind, and there's going to be a Vision card there that's going to make Tifa very strong, and Tifa will be free. So for this free-to-play account, looks like we're leaning a little bit more toward limited time units, limited time Vision cards for the element of green. And I think that's fine, because ultimately what that for me was made a decision for me on what things I need to skip and what things I need to never think about ever again. And I think for this account, it's been very lucky because I got Christmas Mastery kind of the same way. It just kind of like fell in my lap. So let's go ahead and begin the summons, and then we can keep chatting. And a lot of times what ended up happening is the game is very generous. It gives you what it wants to give you. And then on my main account, many times over did I try to get something specific and I just simply can't get it. And that's when I end up spending more money. And unfortunately, that's what it is, right? That's kind of part of the game. So it looks like we're going to be getting a unit. I have Garble. I think I don't have Sakura on this account. I would love to have Sakura. Sakura. No, it's Reldor. I think my Reldor is finished, so that'll be 40 shards in the bank. That would turn into Mind Spheres. And this account is actually quite strong with fire. So I might contemplate about going after the fire unit. Actually, what am I saying? There is no fire unit in Final Fantasy VII. What would have been fire for Barret they decided to turn them into ice. And ice is not very strong on this account at all. So looks like we're getting all units again. Very interesting. Looks like we're probably gonna go to 10 steps. So I did not try very hard to get Yuna on this account. I don't think I tried at all. Did I try? I think maybe I pulled a little bit on the 9th step. I don't remember. But yeah, so here we go. Sakura. It is Sakura, wouldn't it? Oh no, it's Engelbert. Oh my god, it is Sakura. Microphone. Microphone, I did you justice, and all the years that you have guys are using headphones, I did you justice as well. Oh man, this is a great day indeed. This account is turning into pretty powerhousing. And by the way, I will show you after this summon session what I got from my ticket summons. Alright, here we go. It will be very nice if I can just get this card on the 3rd step. Well, no, okay, that's not it. It's a chance here. No, no chance. Okay. So it looks like we're gonna at least 4 steps. So at least I'll get the... Wait, don't I get the card? Don't I? Wait, what? Wait a second. Do we? Wait, let's go back and look at the steps. So there's no guaranteed shards on the 4th step? Oh no. Let's take a look again. I didn't actually quite look at the information. So as you can see, actually step 3 doesn't guarantee any more shards, but you do get the medals. So essentially you can still use the medals to buy more shards. So what this essentially 5-step means for us is that we lose out on 25 extra shards of this specific vision card. And I guess that's fine. I mean, it is what it is. Sometimes the company likes to take away a little bit from us, and sometimes the company likes to give a little bit to us. But let's go ahead and continue. I think if I get it here, there still might be temptation of going for the final step. But looks like I'm getting literally your unit every single step here. And by the way, that's not a complaint. That's awesome. But I think at this point in time, I don't need any more units. I think on this account, on this free-to-play account, there's no need for any more units, because I'm essentially restricting myself to building only specific units at this point, and kind of take what the game gives me in terms of limited units. Okay, Mashity's fine. I already, do I have her? I think I have her. We'll find out. Right here. No, I don't have her max. So there you go. That's useful. And Mashity is getting the EX treatment, I believe, and she is actually pretty solid. I always wanted to build her. I mean, people build her for the Trust Master, but I think at this point, if you're going to build her, you might contemplate about spending the extras to kind of go after the EX version. So this one's guaranteed. So unfortunately, I don't get any more bonus in this round. So let's go ahead and click through everything here. And by the way, I'm trying to get a app for my iOS iPhone to stream in the future, maybe record videos in the future. And there we go. Without having to use my emulator, because the emulator crashes quite a bit. And so for streaming purposes, it's not going to really work out when I crash so much. So one biggest downside to this specific event is the fact that there's currently nothing, right? Yesterday I said I was going to talk about the banners, but then I realized it's all the repeat banners, right? You get 10 units for free. All this stuff is paid gems, and they give you the spring medals. But nowhere do I see spring medals for using free Visiors. Nothing. See, none. So that's a bit unfortunate. Hopefully next week they'll give us like a mega step. Maybe they can give us some spring medals. So I did wanted to show off the fact that I did get this. I got this off of a ticket. I never made the video for it because I felt like there was no reason to, since I'm leaning towards more coverage of my main account on the channel being featured. And even though I still love playing the game from a free-to-play perspective, because you never know, right? You never know how Lady Luck will bless you. And obviously I'm being blessed. So now I got this, and this I picked up along the way. The only card I'm really missing on this account is the Fenrir card. And in many ways it kind of blows, but then again, I don't really have any ice units that really can take advantage of that card. So in many ways I'm okay with it, because I don't have Gilgamesh build. Being a free-to-play player on this account is very tough to build some of those units unless you're gunning for them. Okay, that's the thing. Now this card, I realized without really thinking about the fact that it favors towards Ramada, the party ability is just simply amazing. AP gain and attack up, it's actually insane. So this card I'll definitely try to finish. In fact, I kind of regret not finishing this card, because I think that's the card I should have finished it first, to be honest. I had an opportunity because I got this card for free from one of the free summons during the time that this card was out. So as you can see, we're going to go ahead and work on this card, the Nier card. And we have 2B, and now we have Sakura. So Sakura will take advantage of the Bakhmut. And wow, this account is looking quite amazing, folks. I'm being very, it's like weird how sometimes this account, even though it's free to play, could almost match that of potential spenders accounts. And I think ultimately I'm gonna make another video. I think that's gonna be the Friday free thinking episode, is the gap between free to play players and spenders. I know I covered it many times, but I think it's important that I'm gonna approach that topic from a different perspective. And I think you may find it interesting, or you might find it dull. I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see for Friday. All right, so obviously let's go ahead and do a first impression, because obviously I don't have her maxed out or anything like that. It's literally impossible for a free-to-play player to do so. But before we do that, tiny bit of house cleaning in the middle of my video. I forgot to actually cover one more skill that I actually missed yesterday, and that is under the normal 9S subjob, right? If you chose to use this 9S subjob, you will have this ability called Target Scan. Lower defense agility of targets within a range for 3 turns, and it's an AoE effect. So again, another debuffing skills. So you may want to contemplate maybe bringing his faith to 70. I think 70 will be probably safe. Okay, let's take a look at the 3D model. That looks fantastic. The sword is not even on her back. That's how badass she is. And not to be a perv, but looks like you can see some things underneath that skirt, which I'm sure it's a thing for a lot of people. But the 2D effect looks simply amazing as well. Just gorgeous art, you know, just gorgeous art. Let's take a look at Trustmaster. Spirit, not home to right. Nothing fancy there. I think overclock significantly raises own acquired AP and raises agility for 3 turns. So that's pretty much a bell, isn't it? Wow. That's essentially a bell. I think this may be changing my mind on my main account here. I think it's a must own, isn't it? Technically speaking, it's a must own now. Okay, let's take a look at the ability and make sure I don't forget anything. Resistance field raises / strike resistance of allies within area around self after movement to target panel, and nullifies, immobilize, disable, berserk for 3. That's a mouthful for one basic skill. Shockwave lowers healing power. That is nice. I love that. I love that. It makes her she's an attacker plus she's a debuffer. I'm sold. Bestows a barrier on self that reduces vigor. Okay, that's kind of basic. Deals damage to targets within range and chance of inflicting confusion. Again, this one, okay, basically the way confusion works is it makes your player runs around and hitting random people. Could be your foe, could be your ally. But the thing is, if you're under confusion, you don't use any skills. So this is actually quite good if in, say, PvP and you did it on all your enemy supporting units, because all they're going to do is melee and they don't get to use their skills. So it's actually quite good in specific situations, of course. So let's look for the symbol. Looks like this. Wait a second. I don't think that's it. Let's take a look at our basic skills. Let's look at our sub jobs. So yeah, that's not it. So we have samurai and then we have pugilist. We already went over that before. So I believe maintenance raises own healing power for 3 turns. Raises only. Okay, why does she need to raise her own healing power? She can heal too. Deals damage to target after moving the target panel. So that's a teleport, but it hits 2 times. And then finally, this massive skill we have up here is Impaler. It's a piercing effect, deals large damage and piercing and lower slash attack. So that's quite good because now she's very flexible, right? You can use her in terms of piercing and you can use her in terms of slashing. I find this maintenance weird, raising healing power. So I'm guessing because she also debuffs, if you increase her faith to 97, she will be healed more. And the fact that, so it's kind of weird though, because I don't know if she can take a lot of hits, right? She probably doesn't take a lot of hits. And on top of it, if she doesn't take a lot of hits, she'll probably die in one shot. So this may work, I guess, if you build her a certain way. Alright, raises HP and attack, very cool. Recovery, raise accuracy and chance of power, flurry counter. So flurry counter, here we go. 2-hit counter attack when taking damage. Perfect evasion, physical attack. This is very good if you know you're going up against a lot of physical units. Third eye, this is also very good, increase your evasion. I believe she probably benefit more from evasion than a bruiser. I don't think she's a bruiser type. Raises attack and defense piercing rate. That's always nice. Auto absorb. For the first 5 turns, absorb portion of HP damage dealt. So very good in the beginning of combat. So that could be very useful in terms of PvP, right? Evasion rate and lowers defense. So you may go the evasion route, or for PvP purposes, you may go for, say, the absorb damage survival route. Cast maintenance on yourself so you can get more heals to survive. Do a lot of debuffs, do a lot of damage, maybe confuse them. So it looks like she has a very, very solid kit. And of course, none of that really matters unless you take her out to combat. Quite excited that I got her on first pull. Little unfortunate that it took me 10,000 to get the vision cards, but nonetheless, I got 2 units to work on this account. Since I never got unit on this account, I do have a lot of flexibility in trying to get these 2 units up. Simply shove them into the barracks and hope for the best for the long term. Chances of me getting both units to level 120 during this 1 month period, it's almost probably impossible unless I kind of go all in. And given the fact that we're not getting a whole lot of more Visiors perhaps for free in terms of besides our normal stuff, it may be a little challenging, but you know, take advantage of the bingo board and of course get wherever you can get things. Okay, I think that's all the time for this video. I hope you guys found this video entertaining and exciting, because anytime you get something that is thrown in your lap, you want to perhaps just, you know, thank RNG Goddess for that. And like I said before, hopefully this will teach people not to overthink things. Sometimes if it meant to happen, it's meant to happen. And although not everyone believes in that concept, you feel like sometimes you just need to give people proof. So until next time, take care of yourself and all your loved ones, and thank you for spending your most valuable resource with me. Take care.